What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all good. Right, we have season two, episode eight of my Game Changer podcast today. Another guy I've wanted to speak to for a long, long time. A guy I know very, very well. And honestly, mate, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on today. So thank you for coming on. And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
we're just gonna go straight into it. So give yourself a little introduction so everybody knows who you are, what you're doing, and why.
Yeah. Firstly, yeah, thanks for having me on your Game Changer podcast, Finian. So hopefully, yeah. So obviously, I just thought it was going to lag again that screen. But yeah. Obviously, my name's Craig Packham. I'm the founder of CP Coaching over in England, in Luton, is where we operate. So we're a one-to-one football company. I started off as my own about 5 years ago. We now have a team of about 14 of us working, whether that's on the astro, on the grass, or behind the scenes. We deliver one-to-ones, two-to-ones, group sessions, elite camps, futsal sessions, showcase matches to children from the age of 4 all the way up to professional footballers in the game. We've worked with players from every league in England, bar the Premier League. Yet, I say yet because we do have big aspirations to get some Premier League footballers in as well. We have had overseas players come in from all the way over from UAE. And we've just recently had Ireland, someone from where you're from as well, from Dublin, come over. So, yeah, we've also had players that we've worked with that are currently playing in the top division in Portugal. One of them played a game last night against Porto. So yeah, we've literally had affected and helped so many people, so many stories, so many journeys, and it's just been great to be part of it really and involved in a sport that I love. In terms of my why, so obviously like most young kids, obviously I had a dream of playing professional football. Never got to do that, unfortunately, but I'm getting to help people achieve their dreams. I started football quite late. I sort of came into a team at around 11 years old. Was sort of understanding the game. Had only ever played playground football and sort of asked my dad, "Can you take me in?" I was always very competitive. I wanted to be the best at whatever it was I was doing, whether it's be the fastest on the playground or the best at football. I always wanted to be the best at whatever it was I was doing. As I got older and obviously just carried on playing football, obviously never got into an academy. I had a brief look in at by Luton. And they just said I was too small. I was very small growing up, to be fair, very small and scrawny, quick, but yeah, very small. So they said, good technical player, but he's too little. I know a lot of people can relate to that story as well, as they probably heard the similar thing. Stopped playing football around 18, and then at about 20, one of my friends' dads was a manager of a non-league club, a semi-professional club, which I didn't even know existed. He said, "Why don't you come down and come for training or pre-season?" So I went down there and I saw they had like a mini stadiums, they had fans and all that. You had obviously the league system, and it was all sort of re-sparked a love for the game and sort of a dream again at 20 years old. So then my mission was to try and climb this non-league ladder and see how close I can get to the professional game at 20. And then I tried that up till 25. So I jumped up in England from step 7 to step 3. So I think it was about 2 or 3 leagues off playing professional football, but that's where I hit a blockade. And at 25, I was kind of like, okay, this is a bit. I need to sort of find a job or sort of a stable income as such. But I want to do something that I love, and it sort of happened naturally with the things. A few parents asked me, "Can you train my kids?" I said yes, and I wasn't doing it as a business at first, but I previously obviously trained myself to climb up the non-league ladder, so I saw firsthand how much better I made myself from training myself by using stuff like YouTube and just initiative going online and looking for drills and stuff. And then I used to train my friends as well who were playing semi-professional, and sometimes the training that I did with them, they actually they jumped ahead of me. Like I was playing in the reserve side, and I used to train one guy, and he I think I went on holiday and I came back after we trained the whole summer. I came back and he went to the first team, and I was looking like he was waving bye to me. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like I didn't think at the time like, oh, one-to-one coach or coach mentality. I just thought I quickly realized what he needed to work on, which was his first touch and just receiving it, because he had all the athletic capabilities, but his first touch was lacking. As soon as he nailed that in, he went straight into the first team. So when I look back on it now, there was definitely some talent of picking up like weaknesses in players and then implementing drills to then improve them. At the time, I didn't realize that, but then yeah, so obviously started training a few kids at the park, and then word of mouth got out after maybe about a year or two, and it just spread like wildfire through the whole of Luton, through Bedfordshire. Um, yeah, and that's sort of where we are at right now, really. We're probably probably the biggest one-to-one delivery company in Bedfordshire. So in that county in England here, that's the county we're from, Bedfordshire, and in that is Luton. So yeah, I think we hit a record last year, or we delivered 102 one-to-one sessions or two-to-one sessions in a week. So yeah, that was a great milestone, incredible achievement from one session to 100, 102, 103, I think it was. So yeah, that's a quick story of where we're at.
Mate, just quickly to touch on two things that I just to pick up on. Obviously, this
Yeah.
doing 102 sessions in a week is is unbelievable, and that must be a pinch me moment. But going back to what you said at the start, obviously I'm in Ireland, you're over in England. What's what's it like feeling when you obviously you complete the 102 sessions on one hand, and then another feeling when someone like you're obviously you're based in Luton, obviously which is outside of London, and what's it like when someone like you said obviously from the UAE, someone's messaging from the UAE and someone's messaging from Ireland, like there must be some sort of sense of pride there, being like, I started this off as like maybe a hobby, and now there's people that know who I am, like worldwide. Like those two things must be absolutely massive.
Yeah, I think sometimes I don't have enough time to sort of pinch myself or reflect on it. You get little spurs in the moment, but it's ever growing and it's so fast paced that only now maybe when you're telling me that I'm hearing it back from someone else, yeah, it is quite incredible when you look back and you sort of see what sort of happened, and yeah, people from abroad are like hearing about us and wanting to come over and join our group sessions or do one-to-ones or and such. It is quite flattering and it's very nice. It's just it's doing something I love really, and just as I can help people do something they love and achieve their dream or make them a better person on and off the pitch. It's just it's a very rewarding job. Yeah, and like you said, it started off as a hobby, as a love. I always said if I were if I was rich or anything, I would deliver these for free. I would do them for
Yeah.
free, because it doesn't feel like work. I'm on the grass, I'm on the pitch, ball at my feet, time goes like that. When I started doing them and I realized I never looked at my watch thinking, when do I finish this session? I knew I was doing the right thing. And yeah, that's my advice to a lot of people. What should I go into? Is go into something you love. And you'll never, as the quote says, you'll never work a day in your life when you're doing something you love.
No, amazing. No, honestly, it's. I mean, for me from the outside, obviously we're gonna get into it now, but I mean, like I've known you for a long time, and to see the
Mm.
progress every single week is absolutely top class. But um, yeah, mate. Hopefully, you've got a better memory than me, and you can actually tell us. I don't know. Okay, I want to say maybe we were probably about 12, 13, 14 years of age. I don't know, but I mean, yeah, how we first met. Let everybody know how we first met and sort of and how we know each other.
Yeah, so obviously we first met. I'm half Irish, obviously, so I've got my family in Ireland. So I used to go over to my cousin's house. We stay at my cousin's house, and on the estate there, there'd be like a group of kids that would be playing maybe with football or run outs and stuff like that. So obviously, yeah, I've met you there playing out really, sort of, and then we sort of became friends every year. I'd come to Ireland, we'd message, say, "Are you coming back over this summer?" We'd play out, play football and stuff. So and I'd say that's at least 15, 16 years ago at least. So it was a good while ago. Yeah, we've known each other many, many years. And yeah, obviously we both shared the same passion and love for football. We always wanted to play a bit of football every time. So we always connected well through that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think that's one thing that sort of shows about football that like, I mean, as you said, like up until 12 years of age or 13 years of age, whatever it was, I had no idea who you were, and then whatever, we just come over. Like the way I look at it, like football's made of plastic, so it's just me and you were just going around like with a bit of plastic, and that like we bonded over that, which is absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. Yeah,
Why not?
football can bring everyone together, really. Yeah, communities, friendship, network. This is yes, it's called the beautiful game for a reason, isn't it?
Absolutely. No, I mean, and look, please God, mate, sometime this year we can link up and I can obviously go over and watch some of your sessions because, as I said, it's inspiring to watch it from a phone. So I mean, I can only imagine what it's like watching it in face to face. But I mean,
hmm
just even going into like your business and is there? I always like to talk to people and like think massive, like just think huge. Like I mean, not only just in your business, but I mean, like, do you have big life goals for like for yourself, maybe business related, non-business related, for your family, for I mean, like for the community and stuff that you work in. What sort of stands out when I ask you that?
Um, yeah, I'd say I do have big aspirations. I mean, I want to keep on growing the business, keep pushing it so the name goes further, not just in the UK but abroad as well. Yeah, I have other ideas and other plans to take it further and stuff like that. I don't like to talk too much into it until I've made it happen, but I'll just put that out there. Yeah, I've got lot of ideas. I'd like to think I'm quite creative. A lot of the stuff that I sort of do and have done with the company is quite organic, meaning I haven't sort of looked at someone else and thought, oh yeah, I'm going to copy and paste that sort of thing. A lot of it is the ideas that pop into my head, and I think, oh, that'd be a great idea. This will be a good idea. So a lot of stuff that we've done within the company, it's not being seen or done anywhere else yet. And now, which is great to see this, what I'm going to say next is there's loads of like when I started it, there was probably like two or three one-to-one coaches in Luton. Now there's loads. They're everywhere, all around the county, all around the town. It's almost become like a trend, which it is great to see. That's inspired people as well, and that was one of my sort of goals and mottos is that I was gonna change the way one-to-one coaching is, and sort of I think I've definitely left an imprint in and around the town, definitely, and the counties where it's just there. It's, like I said, it's almost like a trend to be a one-to-one coach. It's a job that a lot of people are. I want to be a one-to-one coach. So that's another great impact. But yeah, as I said, I have got big plans. I'm someone that doesn't like to sort of rest and, like I was saying, look back and be like, oh, look what I've achieved. I can put my feet up now. I want more. Like everyone always tells me, oh, Craig, you need to like you've done great. Like you need to give yourself some flowers and rest and relax and stuff. But I'm like I want to keep going, and I think that's what is. I'm not fueled by sort of motivation as such, which can go up and down. This is sort of a love. So when you're fueled by that, you don't really get tired.
Amazing. Would you say you've always sort of had that like self belief? Look, I mean, I always, for me, obviously, look, I'm gonna be honest, that like to everybody here, I was never the player that this fella was. Like this fella was doing some mad stuff, when he used to come over, but. I always got that like sense of like hey, regardless if you made it professional or not, like you just had this self-belief from a young age. And I mean, I don't know, would you agree with that? I mean, and I'm assuming that you've probably brought that into your business now because like what obviously what people don't know and obviously what I know is that like when you started this off, you had another job and this was a hobby. And I think you have to have a massive amount of self-belief to create something obviously by yourself. You said you started this by yourself 5 years ago, and a belief that it's going to get to this level and that level and that level. And you obviously had that on you know, like your self-belief in your football. But would you say? I mean, I always thought you always had it, but maybe you can delve deeper if you did or if you didn't.
I would say yes and no. Certain times I'd say I have had it, and other times no. I'd say when I was a lot younger, you have it in sort of moments. Like there's certain moments where I thought, yes, I'm the best player here, and there's other moments where you doubt yourself. And I think naturally everyone goes through that sort of thing. What I would have liked, or what I think would have made my game better when I was younger, is having sort of an older version of so me now mentoring me when I was younger, and sort of saying, sort of like keep going sort of thing. Like you are really talented, that believes in you. And that's why I think what we do now with CP coaching is instill that as well as training, but we instill that belief where you can achieve whatever you want. And I think having someone else externally rather than just your own self internally saying, I can do this, I can achieve what I want, having an external person believe in you, push you, and see your potential, I think that just takes you to another platform, and that's something I never got, and I think that would have really changed me massively. Um, yeah, so like I said, I think when I was younger, it was up and down. Certain times I would feel on the moon, and other times I feel on the floor. So I think it wasn't until I was about 19, 20, I started looking more into like mindset, not just footballers, people like Conor McGregor, like what he's achieved, like his mindset of sort of self-talk and self-manifestation and putting things out there. Sort of other top athletes like Cristiano Ronaldo and all the mindsets of all these top athletes and how much that's what separates like the good from the great. Is a lot of people have got talent, but it's your mindset, what you believe you can do. Um, Ultimately, I always say this to my players. This is a little thing that I say where I know that they want to achieve something, they want to do something in football. And I say, if I get two of you right here, player A and player B, same ability, same talent, this player believes he's the best player in Luton, for example. He's better than everyone. Yeah, even though others might not agree with that, he genuinely believes, to a sense of delusion, maybe he's still a good player. He believes he is better than everyone else. And we've got the exact same player of you, I would say a clone copy, and he's a bit unsure, like, oh, he doesn't know. He doubts himself. He's not sure if he's the best. If people ask him, I always ask the players, who's the best in your team? When they don't say me, I tell them, you need to say you, even if you don't believe it straight away. And I say, who's going to have the better season? Player A or player B? And they understand. They all say player A. And I say, why? I said, and I tried to make them understand that when you believe and when you have that mindset, it will take you to another level. It will take you to another level. So, yeah, just sort of, I think I would have gone further if I had a mentor or a coach trying to push me on, believing in me when maybe I didn't always believe myself, or you've had a couple of bad games, maybe the manager's dropped you, you start to question yourself sometimes, self-doubt kicks in. When you've got someone else who's more experienced or been through the journey that you've never walked, that really does help. It really does help having a guide or a mentor or a coach that's looking out for you to
And
answer that
how
question.
just actually just to sort of you spoke about this a couple of minutes ago, but I mean, look, me and you are obviously we're on similar journeys, and I feel like similar to yourself. Maybe I'd be like could have sort of like a trailblazer, like the or like this black sheep as they talk about, like standing out and doing something different. I mean, I don't know anybody that I've gone to sort of school with, the university, that's obviously decided to sort of go off and set up their own business, obviously have a podcast and a platform. But I mean, sort of even what you're saying there about the mentor, um, I think sometimes as well when we're doing this by ourselves and we have no one to like look up to, we have obviously a couple of challenges and stuff. And going back as well, even like to a legacy, I mean, I think it's massively important for, say, like for the likes of me and you to make the mistakes, to whatever, to have the little hiccups, but then when we have these people coming into us, that it's like, okay, well, this is what you do and this is what you don't do. But I mean, how have you actually found that? I mean, like you obviously like you've set up a business similar to myself with like limited mentorship, probably even limited help, maybe small bits here and there. But I mean,
Yeah.
how have you dealt with going off and going into the unknown with well, look, I'm the exact same. I wish I was the person I had a coach, I had the mentor I had like when I was maybe 10 years younger. But how have you found
hmm
doing this by yourself with limited maybe knowledge and resources around you?
hmm Yeah, that's a really good question. What I'd say is when I started the company, um, I had that belief where I had nothing to show for it, but in my head and in my heart, I genuinely believed I was the best coach or youth coach or whatever coach it was, one-to-one coach, let's say, in the town. I genuinely believed it with my whole heart. And I wouldn't go around saying it, but if anyone did ask me, I would, I knew it because of what I sort of got to implement on myself and others when I was playing, I saw what I could achieve in just by me coaching myself. So I thought if I get a youngster who wants to get better, like they're going to go way further than me because I've seen firsthand the plan or the training I've got, its system is proven because it's worked already. So I knew I had a system there and I believed in that system. And in terms of not having anyone along the journey, sort of maybe, yeah, I didn't have a mentor myself, but I think I just learned along it. Sometimes what they say when you get thrown into the deep end, like you learn on the job. Mistakes happen, of course. That's part of it, but you learn from the mistakes, you analyze the mistakes. And to be fair, yeah, it just the way it has grown, that's why I always say it's so organic. I didn't sort of do loads of campaigns of marketing or all of this. Like it really did happen so naturally, and that's what I think is what makes the journey a little bit different. It was so organic of how when I look back and find out, oh, how this player heard about this player, it's all a network of this person told this person who knew that person who told that person. And then when you work out all the dots, that's how it grew essentially is through the word of mouth. And they always say that's the most powerful form of marketing out there. Um, but yeah, I'm still learning all the time. There's no like, there's obviously still coaches I can still learn from and pick up little gems and little nuggets that they have that I don't have. And it's just all always still about learning. And there's other aspects of the business like managing employees and staff and dealing with all that side of things, which I've never done before. So it's all new to me. And I've just sort of learned along the way. That's the way it is sort of. Sometimes you can go online and you can look for the answers that maybe you're looking for. We do live in a time where it's an online world and information's out there, so you can always seek guidance and help from online. But to answer that question in a nutshell, is on the job. I learned on the way.
No, amazing. And I mean, if you can speak to, obviously, I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, what we're like, whatever, 20 minutes into this, and I'm already inspired finding out more details. But I mean, like, the two parts to this next question is if you can speak about a challenge you've had to overcome along the way, like in the last maybe say 5 years, and then obviously, look, me and you, please God, we have a long sort of healthy life ahead of us, and what challenges do you think you're gonna have in the future is part two.
Good question. Let's have a think on that. Let's try. I would say, okay, yeah, I've got one. So the one challenge would be obviously when I started the company, CP Coaching, I'm the face of the company or the name of the company, however you want to put it. Um, when I started to get employees in, the challenge was how do I make sure when everyone comes to CP Coaching, they don't say I just want Craig to train me. I just want him. And so basically to get my workers, enable them to work as well and deliver my program as such and not me be the only one they ask for. And then that way I can't have any other coaches. If all the kids want me to train them, I can't physically do that. It's impossible. So the challenge was to get good coaches on board, train them up, get them to buy into this philosophy, the ethos and everything that what we're about. And then to sort of get the clientele to see that and not say, oh, we just want Craig. And I think we've executed that amazingly. We're such, which was I always find it great to see when clients or parents come in and they say to me, I get a message, I want this coach. And it's not me. And I love that
Yeah.
because I'm like, my coaches are doing a great, they don't even want me. Like that's been a great feeling to see that they've come in here. And I don't tell them to sort of, we have a blueprint, of course, which it's a guideline, a blueprint where they should follow it to a rough estimate, but they come in with their own ideas. Like I love for them to bring in their own ideas. Some of them have some great drills. We've got some top coaches in with us and I learn from them and I'm sure they've learned from me and we have that environment. But that was a big worry at the start of how would I manage this if that happens? And I think, yeah, that was more of a challenge maybe in my mind of how is that logistically going to work. But we've had a system, and then the same results that I've had with my players, my coaches again getting with the other players. So that I'd say that's a challenge that we've had and overcome. And then the second question was 5 years, was it? What challenge I
Yeah,
expect?
just future challenges you think you might come across because I mean, look at you even spoke about life isn't like this. You going this one day
Yeah,
or one week, and then all of a sudden something
down. Yeah,
happens.
of course. Yeah. I'd say for the next 5 years, the challenge would be to, again, similar to what I just said, the previous challenge was, but to maintain that quality whilst expanding. So for me, I think I could have definitely grown this company quicker. Like I said, if I used all marketing strategies and stuff, like really tried to put myself out there more. I didn't. I let it grow organically and naturally. Um, if I want to grow sort of further and into new areas, I can't be in all them areas at once. So it's sort of having that system and essentially copy and pasting it, but making sure the person that runs them areas, it's basically quality control is what I'm trying to say. And that is a worry for me because I don't want my services to decline just because I'm not there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that I'd say that's a massive thing for me. I never wanted to grow too quick. The fact that I could lose my quality, lose the reputation of what we're about, which is delivering the best quality sessions tailored to each player's needs. And sometimes when you grow too quickly, quality does decline as such. So, um, yeah, for me, as I said earlier, I could have grown this way bigger and way faster, a lot sooner, and probably earned a lot more money. But I want to make sure that the service I deliver is honest. We have our reputation is maintained, and also we create a good legacy of how many people we've helped honestly, with honest, true service. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So that is a challenge that I'm sort of facing now, where I'm trying to make sure everything is in place, where we don't lose that quality,
No,
and we
amazing. No,
still get this.
yeah,
Yeah,
I tell you something. Yeah, honestly, you have amazing head on your shoulders as well, and obviously you can see why it's working. And just, I mean, I have an idea of the answer like for this next question, but I mean, I think a lot of people go into business and it's just like, as you said, it's all about me. You're the face of the business, and they don't want to sort of like let go of that ego thing. But I actually think in like for me, and I'm sure you've got a similar legacy. It's like if I can empower my players to do whatever crazy stuff on the pitch, or to maybe even give them an idea post football if it doesn't work out. That's my main thing. But I mean, just quickly, like what would you say on that? Because I mean, I think a lot of people don't want to like let go of that control, but obviously you've given all the coaches that work with you like a little bit of control. And I actually nearly think that probably feeds into why your business is so successful because they've like, if I'm working for you and I want to put on a session, like I know that I can tell you, right, this is my session plan, and you're not going to say, right, that's a waste of time. Here's my session plan, do this, and it's only this. But I mean, was there ever a thought, I mean, that you were like, right, well, I still want to have control, but not sort of not obviously have that much control. But I mean, how much do you think it's like you need to sort of maybe let your ego aside,
mm.
like when you're doing this, because the value that you're creating, like as I say from
Yeah.
the outside, is inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's maybe something I don't think of it too much into it, but just going back, I remember I messaged, this is when I was maybe hadn't started it as a company, but was doing it as a hobby. And I messaged the coach asking, could I come in and help him coach? And he's got more of he had a name to himself being I think he was an ex-pro. He was in an academy with, go into names to reveal anything, but and he just said to me, "Oh, you have to follow exactly what I do and what I say to a T, sort of thing." And then I straight away, I declined it, and I just said thank you for that, and then I didn't pursue it. And I think this is what it comes down to is when I was playing, I always played best when a manager gave me gave obviously I had a system to follow, let's say your formation, your rules, your job. But when I've got the ball, I had freedom. I'm not playing in handcuffs. And I think the
Yeah.
same thing can be applied in life or in a job of when you give someone some guidance and a little bit of rules, but you give them that freedom to take the reins yourself. I'm giving you that trust in you, explore it and show me what you can do. And I think people thrive on that. They like that, the trust, the opportunity. And like you said, it might be that's why it's been so successful because they respect you for it and it works both ways and they're going to deliver some good work and put their all into it because you've given them the trust to do that. So that's what I'd say for that question.
Oh, amazing. And right, you've been invited to go into your local school, wherever, or even your primary school, for example, wherever you went to your high school, your secondary school, whatever you call it. You're going in there, and you see yourself down the back of the class, whatever. But whatever, a little Craig puts his hand up and says, "Sir, I have a question." And you're like, "Yeah, no problem." And you say, "Right, what advice would you give me if I want to be like you now?" Wait, so did you hear the question?
No, it literally just glitched out for a second there.
No,
So
I
I
know.
got the bit
So
where first,
yeah, so I was just saying, if your younger self, so like whether you're like 10 years of age or whatever, like you put your hand up,
yeah.
and you now, and like I'm walking in, and he asks you advice, and he says, "Yeah, sir. Look, what advice would you give me? Like, what advice would you give to basically your younger self to get to where you are now, or just any people who want to do something different and
Uh,
not maybe follow down the path of like a 9 to 5 type job."
that's a good, really good question again. I would say, yeah, if it's for football or for a business or whatever they sort of want to achieve, I would say, obviously, like I said, do something that you love. Uh, we're only on this earth for a short amount of time. It may seem long, but tomorrow is never promised. So you have to do you have to do something you love, and find a way that it can fund your life or support your life. So it has to be you have to earn money as well, but find your passion, which is ultimately where you're going to wake up every day and you're going to want to go to work and you're going to have that desire and you'll go further than just maybe working in a 9 to 5 because you're not going to enjoy that. Or if maybe if you do enjoy it and you look forward to it, each to their own really. But if you want to achieve something in life, go for it, do something you love and have that belief in yourself and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't There'll be a lot of sort of gatekeepers in life who tell you you can't do this and you can't do that, but you got to believe in yourself. If you believe it truly in here, you can make that come true. And that's the advice I'd give. And that self belief, I'd say, is really what takes people to places where maybe others only dream of it.
Amazing. Right. Then the final question to top off this episode, because it's been absolutely top class, is I have to give credit to this question to a mate of mine, Jack
Hmm.
Sweeney Leahy, who made this question. But I mean, I know sometimes it can be hard because like it's such a short space of time. But if there's something you can think about, like what can you work on, like say between now and next Thursday, that's going to improve your career, it's going to improve your life, it's going to improve your business. I don't know if there's one thing you can put it down to, if there's a couple of things, but what do you think you can do? Like sort of like be active now or take action now to have a better future, a better month, whatever.
Yeah, I've got the answer for that one already. And it's whenever you have an idea or a thought of something you need to do, don't even think about it, just act on it straight away. You need to get this done, you need to get that done, do it straight away.
Yeah.
You can't do it in this exact moment, write it down. What I've always found, this is a little secret I'll give away, is everything I've ever written down that I want to do or want to achieve is come true. Not just because I wrote it down, but because it's there, it's imprinted and I work towards it, it's come true. So that's what I'd say. When you have a thought of something you need to get done, Don't dwell on it. Don't think, should I do this? Should I do that? You get it done straight away. And it could be simple tasks. All the little simple tasks add up to the big task, and it's a domino effect. You hit down one domino, knocks down all the rest. That's it. You'll be so productive. You'll get things done. You'll achieve what you want to achieve. That's what I'd say.
Mate, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna go on and I just feel like taking on the rest of the day listening to you. It's been top class, honestly. Like I said, I'll definitely be over, and we'll link up and watch some of your sessions because what an amazing episode. And if you don't listen to this episode and you don't go away feeling inspired, then I don't know what's wrong with you because I'm ready to take on the day. But
Nah,
Craig,
I
man,
appreciate it.
honestly, top class. Thank you so much for your time, for
No,
everything,
thanks
for
for
your
having me.
knowledge, your experiences. Mate, I'm looking forward to seeing where the next 5 years take you.
Yeah, likewise for the both of us. I'm excited to see what the future holds. Yeah.
Right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this one, and we shall see you in the next one.